So growing up my whole entire life, as far back as I can remember, I was always one of those more laid back, chill people. I would refer to myself as more of an introvert. I wasn't extremely loud. I wasn't gonna be, the class clown or whatever it may be. I was more subdued, chill, laid back. A lot of people would call this shy. When I was younger, my aunts or like uncles were like, "Oh, he's like shy." But I really hate that word because shy is such a feminine word. Like you want to call your like little sister, "Oh, she's so shy," or like a girl shy. No man wants to be called shy. But anyways, so I was more of a chill, laid back individual throughout my life. And this way of being, I feel like kept me back from a lot of opportunities. For example, when there's someone that you can meet, to talk business or try to put yourself out there at career fairs or whatever it may be, I would kind of lay back off that. I wouldn't be one of those people who's first in line, blah, 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 talking, being really loud, really putting themselves out there. I would be kind of stay back from, asking for a promotion, like some shitty jobs that I had previously. Kind of going out there and going after what I wanted and being upfront with it and saying it straight up. Another thing it kept me back from was putting myself out there on social media. I always wanted to do YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever it may be, but I would always be like, you know what, that's just not really for me. I'm more of like a shy, like laid back person. It's just not gonna work out for me. What are people gonna think when they see me like doing this? What's gonna be other people's reaction? And those thoughts would kind of always keep me back from doing what I truly wanted to do. Now, the reason I want to make this video is for people who feel that they are in the same situation, who feel like they are also this way. And I'm titling this video, Why Being Shy is Holding You Back, because I feel like there's no benefit in being a subdued or laid back, shy person who doesn't go out there and get what they want. I feel like it does not benefit you in any facet of life, right? Because if you're a girl and you're like shy and laid back, but you're still pretty or attractive, like some rich guy is still gonna come and want to marry you and whatever, your life is set. But as a guy, you have to go out there and get what you want. You have to be able to look people in the eye, shake their hand, tell them exactly what you want to get. More specifically, I want to talk about social media in this video. I feel like there's so many people out there, so many smart, so many qualified people who hold themselves back from putting themselves out there and talking about what it is that interests them, what it is that they're passionate about, simply because they're either too scared, too shy to speak to a camera, too scared of what others are going to say, and it really bothers me, right? Because I was in this situation myself and I was able to break out of it. So if you're in this yourself and you're thinking, man, I really want to start YouTube, I feel like I'm qualified, and you're looking at all these other people who are not as qualified as you, but because they're putting themselves out there, they're going to make it farther. Life is not about who knows the most, who's the most qualified, who has the most credentials, who went to the most years in university, who has the most degrees. It's not about that. It's about the loudmouth, the person who's gonna put themselves out there. Of course, don't like have no understanding of the subject or know nothing about it and just blah 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 talk about it and think you're gonna make money from that or you're gonna get growth from that, because you're not bringing any value, right? So the most important thing is, if you're someone who has even a minimal level of value to bring about something, from there, what the rest of your results are going to be based on how much you're putting yourself out there and how much you're willing to talk. I actually listened to this podcast the other day. I think it was an Andrew Tate podcast, and he was talking, it was very old, and he was talking to a guy, and he was telling him, the world is just people going into rooms and saying things. And that like sparked something in my head. He said the world is basically just people going into rooms and saying things with confidence. Now, he got this from a show, and in this show or movie or whatever it was, there was this guy who wasn't enrolled in a university, but he would always show up to university course. So he's pretty much getting a college education completely free. It was a fake show, it wasn't real. So he was going into these classrooms, and one day a professor asked him, hey, I don't see you on my roster. Are you enrolled in this class? Like, what are you doing here? What's your name? Who are you? He's like, yeah, I'm actually enrolled. He said it with confidence. Yeah, I'm actually enrolled in this course. It's just my name hasn't shown up on the roster yet. And she was like, oh, okay. And then, they let him go. It's probably in one of the big halls where their university classes are. Probably not one of the smaller classroom. It's probably a lecture. But anyways, and there he said it was all about the confidence that this individual exuded when he spoke. He just said things. And I noticed this so much on YouTube where I see people who are not qualified in things. People talking about psychology. Hey, here's how you cannot be depressed anymore. Hey, here's how to do this or do that. And they don't have the highest level of qualifications. In fact, the people who make the most amount of money in these fields probably have the least amount of formal education on it. Now, they may have educated themselves on it, but still, it's not going to be to the extent of someone who has a PhD in it. I'll give you an example. Most personal trainers or people who are in fitness that make the most amount of money are not the people with a PhD in kinesiology or a PhD in physical therapy. They're the ones who are confident enough, who broke through that barrier of being, oh, I'm too nervous, or I'm too shy to be on camera, who broke through that and were confident enough to put themselves out there. You know, they obviously had their own knowledge in the subject, but it's nowhere near the extent of someone who studied 8 years for it, for example. There's going to be people who are fitness influencers. They make the most amount of money in fitness. When you're confident enough to forge your own path and whatever it is that you want, you are going to break through and you're going to make a ton of money. It's all about having enough confidence. I talked about this in a previous video of mine, but confidence is just so incredibly important. And I said that you need to be confident before you even achieve anything, because in order to achieve something, you need to be confident enough in yourself to know that you're going to be able to earn that achievement or get to it. The worst part about this is that you're going to see so many less qualified people than you who are killing it in the field that you want to be in, living the life that you want to live, simply because they were not as shy or as scared of picking up the camera and putting themselves out there. Simply because they did not have that fear of putting themselves out there. That's truly what it comes down to. Are you really gonna let someone live the life that you wanna live? That life is meant for you. Whatever it is that you wanna do, go out there and grab life by the balls. Stop just sitting back and letting things happen to you. Go out there and create the life that you wanna live, because think about it. Once you're 50, 60 years old, you're gonna be looking back on your youth and you're gonna be like, damn, I wish I started that. Too late now, you're a 60-year-old with gray hair and fucking grandchildren, right? You can't start your YouTube channel now. Do that shit right now. You're not gonna do it when you're 60, 70. You're simply gonna be looking back in regret, and regret is so painful because you can't go back in time. It's too late now. But right now, everything is still in your hands. If you're 17, 18, 19, 20, up to 30, 40 even, it's still in your grasp. It's still in your hands. Just go out there and get over this shyness. And how are you gonna get over it? By just starting, by just recording yourself. Also think about this. You're so scared of, oh my God, what are people gonna think? No one's gonna watch your video. Trust me. Your first video is gonna get one view. Like your best friend might watch it, your girlfriend or your boyfriend might watch it. Besides that, no one is gonna watch that first video. No one's gonna care. And if they do care, they do have something to say, they're gonna forget about it after half an hour. You're really gonna let people's thoughts or their words that they're gonna forget about after an hour dictate your life, dictate how you're going to live your life, allow yourself to know that you're going to feel that regret when you're at that age and you can't do anything about it. The other thing to think about is when you're at that age, let's say you made a YouTube channel or a TikTok, it was extremely embarrassing. By the time you're 60, you're probably not even gonna remember it. You're probably gonna have forgotten, not even 60, in 5, 6 years. Let's say you made YouTube, you went on YouTube for 5, 6 years doing videos there, you did something that you felt was embarrassing, because you're more of a laid back person, more quiet, you felt what you were doing was embarrassing. 5 to 6 years, you kept doing it and things didn't work out. So what? Okay, it didn't work out for you, you're probably gonna forget about it in a year or two after that. Right? The worst, there's no worst that can happen to me. I'm trying to think of, this could be the worst thing that could happen. I can't think of a single thing. Now, unless you come on here and start saying some racist shit, as long as you don't do anything terrible, there's no bad that can come out of it. Just getting over that shyness, taking it one video at a time, one video at a time, one video at a time. And trust me, when you turn on the camera the first time, you're gonna be very nervous. It happened to me. If you go back at my first video, I think it was a YouTube short, and I wasn't even making eye contact with the camera. I got really nervous, my mouth got really dry, lost my thought pattern, I completely forgot what I was going to say. It was an absolute mess, but guess what? So what? Who cares? Even if people saw it and they told me, oh, that video was so trash, they laughed. I don't care. Who cares? It's not going to affect you in any single way. You just need to get over it, and this can apply to anything in life. Actually, it doesn't need to only apply to content. Go out there and talk to your manager, hey, I want a promotion. What's the worst that can happen? The absolute worst thing that can happen is they say no. And then what? Then you just move on. With that being said, the action item or something that I want you to do after watching this video is just go out and try that thing that you've been really shy or scared of doing. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, just take that step. And when you get the result, whether it's a yes or a no, you're going to realize that it was worth a shot. that it didn't really hurt you in any way, that what you thought was going to work out completely failed, that you posted that YouTube video, got 3 views, and it didn't hurt you in any way. I hope that gives you the confidence to try to go out there and live the life, grab the life that you want to live. Don't let it just happen to you. Don't just sit back and accept everything, all the circumstances, just be a victim. Stop being a victim, go out there and act, and I hope you guys like this video. Thank you for watching.